All right, let's dive in. Today, we're tackling sleep. And to guide us, we've got health and wellness coach Sandy White and her YouTube video, Sleep Routine, Better Sleep, Sleep Well. It's jam-packed with tips, but we're going to unearth the most fascinating, actionable ones for you.
I gotta say, I'm really intrigued by Sandy's whole approach. She treats sleep like it's the bedrock of a healthy lifestyle.
Right, it's like she's saying you can eat all the kale and hit the gym religiously, but if your sleep game's weak, you're building on sand.
It's a great analogy, and then she takes it a step further, comparing sleep to the glue that holds it all together. And she's right.
Totally. If you're not getting quality sleep, it's like forgetting to charge your phone.
Yeah.
All those cool apps, but no juice to power them.
Exactly. And when you dig into the science, it makes perfect sense. When we talk about quality sleep, we're talking about those deep sleep cycles, right?
Yeah, where all the magic happens.
Exactly. Tissue repair, hormone regulation, it's all happening during deep sleep. Muscle recovery, even your immune system gets a boost.
So deep sleep is like the body's overnight pit crew, making sure everything's in tip-top shape.
That's a great way to put it. And then there's REM sleep. Think of it as the brain's overnight filing system, where memories get sorted, emotions get processed.
So that's why we wake up feeling sharp, mentally refreshed, and why an all-nighter leaves you not just exhausted, but mentally fuzzy, too.
Exactly, and it's all connected. But, okay, so we know sleep's vital, but how do we actually sleep better? And that's where Sandy's hacks come in. That first one, the power of routine, really got my attention.
Me too. Routines, really.
I know, it sounds basic, but hear me out. Sandy talks about her kids' bedtime routine, but it's so applicable to adults. Instead of just telling yourself, go to sleep, what if you create the sequence of relaxing activities?
It's like a signal to your brain, right? Like, okay, time to power down.
Exactly. Dim the lights, take a warm bath, read a physical book instead of staring at a screen. It's all about creating a sleep-conducive environment.
Sandy also mentions using specific books to make her kids sleepy. I'm curious about this. Like, could this sensory cue thing work for adults too?
I think so. Our brains definitely respond to sensory input, right? So yeah, those calming scents, the white noise, all those things can help prime us for sleep.
Interesting. Okay, so then Sandy jumps into sleep-promoting beverages. Chamomile tea, magnesium drinks, tart cherry juice. Are these just trendy sleep aids, or is there some real science behind them?
There's definitely something to each of them. Take chamomile tea, for instance. It's not just about the relaxing ritual. It actually helps lower cortisol.
Ah, cortisol. The stress hormone that keeps us wired.
Exactly. So chamomile actually helps calm the body down on a chemical level. And then there are the magnesium drinks. Those are getting really popular.
I've seen those everywhere.
Well, there's a reason for that. Magnesium's crucial for muscle relaxation, and it regulates those neurotransmitters that promote calm. Think of it as a gentle nudge for your nervous system.
A little magnesium lullaby.
Exactly. Oh, and she mentions this golden milk recipe, too, with almond milk, cinnamon, and honey. Sounds delicious, right?
So good. It's like a warm hug before bed.
Exactly. And that's the point, right? Your sleep routine shouldn't feel like a chore. Find what you enjoy, make it your own.
I love that. Now, what about hydration? Sandy had some interesting advice about timing our water intake.
She did. Drinking 8 to 16 ounces of water about 2 hours before bed, and then again first thing in the morning.
Why this specific timing?
So the pre-bed water helps avoid those middle-of-the-night bathroom trips, and then that morning, hydration combats dehydration. And guess what?
What's that?
Dehydration can trigger those pesky carb cravings.
So good hydration impacts my sleep and my food choices? Mind blown. It's amazing how interconnected everything is.
Right. And did you know there's a link between hydration and gut health, too?
Wow, I did not know that. All right, so we've prepped our minds and bodies for sleep, but what about the physical environment? Sandy seems big on controlling temperature and darkness.
She really is. A cool bedroom, ideally 68 degrees or colder, is what she recommends. And she swears by her sleep mask, complete with blackout curtains and noise-canceling earbuds.
Wow, she goes all out. But I get it. It's about sending a clear message to your brain, like, time to log off.
Exactly. Minimize those distractions. Create a sleep sanctuary.
Makes sense. She makes it sound so easy, like drifting off within minutes.
Well, it might not be that simple for everyone, but minimizing those distractions definitely sets the stage for better sleep.
So we've got our routine down, sleep-inducing beverages ready, and our bedroom transformed into a sleep haven. What else does Sandy have for us?
Well, next we'll delve into something really fascinating, syncing your routine with your natural circadian rhythm.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. We'll have to explore that in part 2. We're back and ready to unpack this whole circadian rhythm thing. It sounds kind of complex, but I'm guessing Sandy breaks it down for us.
Oh yeah, she definitely does. And you know what? It's actually pretty intuitive. Our bodies, they've evolved to work with the day and night cycles. Like we're supposed to be up and at 'em when the sun's out and start winding down when it sets.
So when we mess with that natural rhythm, with like late night screen time or even late night meals, we're basically throwing our internal clocks out of whack.
Exactly. It's like we're living in this perpetual state of jet lag, even if we haven't traveled anywhere.
So how do we get back in sync? Does Sandy offer any practical tips?
She does. And it all starts with simple things, like getting some natural daylight first thing in the morning. That helps reset our internal clock, telling our bodies, hey, it's time to wake up.
So even something like having breakfast by a sunny window could help.
Absolutely. And as the day goes on, we can start mimicking the sunset. Dim the lights, ditch the devices, do something relaxing.
So we're creating that clear distinction between day and night, using those external cues to guide our internal rhythms.
Exactly. And being consistent is key. The more we stick to a regular sleep-wake cycle, the easier it is for our bodies to fall into that natural rhythm. Sandy also talks about magnesium again here, but in a different way.
Okay, we've already covered magnesium drinks, so I'm guessing she's talking about something else.
Yeah. She's reminding us that if supplements aren't our thing, there are tons of foods packed with magnesium.
Like what?
Think spinach, almonds, bananas, oh, and even dark chocolate.
Wait, dark chocolate for better sleep. I'm listening.
Right. It's about finding those enjoyable ways to make those sleep-promoting habits stick. And hey, remember, small changes done consistently can make a big difference.
Speaking of small changes, that tip about keeping the bedroom cool really resonated with me. It never occurred to me that temperature could play such a big role.
It's so interesting, right? And it all goes back to that circadian rhythm. Our body temperature naturally dips as we get ready for sleep, so a cooler room actually helps with that process.
It's like we're giving our bodies a little nudge towards sleep.
Exactly, and it reminds us that sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. We don't need fancy gadgets or complicated routines, just a little awareness.
I love that. Speaking of awareness, what really stood out to you about Sandy's emphasis on the two types of sleep, deep sleep and REM?
I think it's a powerful reminder that sleep isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. It's not just about hitting that 8-hour mark, it's about making sure we're cycling through those crucial stages, giving our bodies and minds the time they need to repair, rejuvenate, process.
So we're shifting our perspective from sleep being a chore to sleep being an essential investment in our well-being.
Exactly, and it's an investment that pays off in every single aspect of our lives.
So true. As we wrap up this part of our deep dive into Sandy's sleep routine hacks, what's one thing you really want our listeners to take away?
For me, it's the idea that small, consistent changes, they can really make a world of difference. You don't have to turn your whole life upside down to sleep better.
Start small, experiment, find what works, and stick with it.
Absolutely. It's a journey, not a destination, right? There will be nights you sleep great, nights you don't. The key is to be patient with yourself and enjoy figuring out what works best for you.
I love that. Well, on that note, let's move on to our final thoughts. We've explored so much about optimizing sleep, from the science of deep sleep and REM to the power of routines and even the temperature of our bedroom. It's been fascinating, right?
It really has. And what makes Sandy's approach so refreshing is that it's not about following strict rules. It's about giving you the tools to figure out what works best for you.
Exactly. It's about experimenting, finding what fits your needs, and making those small, consistent changes.
And realizing it's an ongoing process. Our sleep needs can shift throughout life. Even things like stress or the changing seasons can throw us off.
So we've got to stay flexible and listen to our bodies. If we're feeling super tired or struggling to sleep, maybe it's time to tweak our routine or try one of Sandy's hacks.
Exactly. Think of it like a toolbox for better sleep. Pick and choose, adapt, adjust, and see what brings you the most restful sleep.
I love that analogy. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive into sleep optimization, what's the one thing you really hope our listeners take away and actually put into practice?
For me, it's remembering that sleep is an investment, not a luxury. It's an investment in our physical health, our mental clarity, our emotional well-being, even our productivity.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. Quality sleep, make sure we're filling up that cup each night.
Absolutely. So as you go about your day, remember to prioritize rest. Experiment with Sandy's tips, find what clicks for you, and enjoy the process of discovering what it really means to sleep well.
Sweet dreams, everyone.